Big Ten hoping to get something back here after a little bit of a stumble. Joseph spinning into the big shot. Fast break team in the country this season.
Yeah, if you do not have balance against Michigan State, you can write it off down the other end of the floor because they will just demoralize you in waves.
Joseph on the box, extends and puts it down.
Throughout the course of the second half of basketball games.
Look at that field goal drought. And going back to the first half, they're actually approaching 12 minutes where they have hit just one basket. Joseph right on cue.
That's what they did at the beginning.
Holloman working against Washington, slithers into the paint, misses in a crowd. The tip by Cooper won't go. And the Spartans come up empty.
Just that Holloman got that shot up to the rim softly.
Shooting in the half.
I think I'd get Joseph down on the blocks to get him some touches. Not so much for him to score, but at least be in a position areas right there in the blocks.
Joseph, good hesitation, and he puts it in.
Yep.
First 3 years of his career, 39% three-point shooter. This year down to 30.
Now make them defend you. Run a guy and see if it frees the perimeter up. Nobody comes, that's the time to go. Nice.
Joseph.
Good decision. Checking up on starters for Michigan State.
Fiddler, the spin. Pretty, just couldn't hit. So Michigan State shooting 41.5% for the night. New Mexico at 45% as a team. Joseph, stumbling to the cup. Beautiful dent. Just 4 of 12. Here he comes. Slices through the defense. And then Joseph with his stick back.
Who gets caught on this foul?
He wins this season. They went 13-7 in Big East play. Rebound Borovichinen. As Jones misses on his first take. Here's Nelly Jr. Joseph, really top of the scouting report for Marquette. And what Shaka Smart told us yesterday, Junior Joseph, a little bit of a bobble.
Plenty of experience. You know, he's closing in on 139th game tonight. I mean, it's just amazing how much experience there is in this tournament this year.
Most games played in the history of the program. Joseph. Drop step, good defense. Boy, Joseph was better.
So they're just clamping down on one another. It's really poised for a pretty good second half.
This Marquette program last year got to the Sweet 16, their furthest run in 11 years. How far can this team go? Joseph.
Strong, and he uses his strength when he has to get his shot off, especially in traffic.
Just think of how good he was last year. He averaged 17 per game a year ago, but in the postseason, he was even better. 22 points.
Look at that.
Look at that dime. Seal.
Elbows are coming out aggressively. They can test very, very well on the perimeter, but you have to try to go by them to get some numbers going to the hoop.
Here comes Dent trying to answer. A lot of velocity on that.
Yeah, pretty good
for Nolan.
by Nolan.
Shot clock at 9. This is Washington. Seal underneath, bouncing a crowd, and they get it.
Flying at him, and a beautiful pass for the setup from the middle of the floor.
That's his 5th 3 of the night. And Marquette has reclaimed the lead.
There he goes again.
Pick and roll action. Look at the footwork from.
Boy, the 3 almost went down, and the 2 should have been dropped in the bucket.
Lobos have scored 6 straight points. They got a 5-point lead. And it's starting to get tense here in Cleveland. Marquette desperate for a stop right here. Joseph, the spin, the layup, 7-point game.
Number of shots up against the shot clock buzzer yesterday against San Diego State. Most of them were behind the arc. That one, Degenhart, getting all the way to the mid-range.
Terrific entry pass by Washington, and that's a smart play by a smart player, Alvaro Cardenas.
Terrific job shielding the defender so he couldn't have it contested.
Seal feeds the post. And right now, Nelly Jr. 3-point game. Nelly Jr. Joseph gets in and scores. Man, when you can have
the message that they were audibly saying, we have to play desperate. They know what's on the line.
Nelly Jr. Joseph a steal. And bucket.
He's a better shooter from three than his numbers dictate.
Wow, Washington with a great pocket pass and a tip.
Such patience on the collect. Gets Applehans up out of his feet. Becomes an easy 2 points for Degenhart.
Just the third tie of this game.
Wow.
Nelly Jr. Joseph.
All night, but comes up with a big offensive putback there.
Now Degenhart has to play defense with his 4 fouls.
Interesting, they now have Keene at 6'8" on Donovan Dent.
Junior Joseph leaning in on Stanley and scores! Tough. Washington off a Nelly Jr. Joseph.
Regards to Craig Smith, Ryan Odom, Danny Sprinkle, now Jared Calhoun. He's got a unique twist in how they play on the defensive end of the floor that I think some teams may have figured out a little bit down the stretch, but they're still a really good.
He looked like a left tackle.
Maybe a little bit of both, but terrific awareness.
Dent, Joseph.
Get away from him just a little bit.
Here at Evans' report about Tim Miles and three-point shooting. 2 of 10 right now. But the Lobos haven't been much better. They're 2 of 9. Nelly Jr. Joseph.
Oh, they did not completely
look at this.
Control the ball.
Completely in Las Vegas. Boise State, San Diego State. Nelly Jr. Joseph.
Rishwain off of his night on his senior night when he scored a career-high 26 in the win over San Diego State.
He was unbelievable in that win over San Diego State because, 6 for 9 from three-point land.
Joseph inside on Cherry. First.
Garrett, throw it home.
Get it into True Washington. Washington into Joseph, and Joseph takes it right at Cherry.
Time they played, he had a double-double, the big fella, Joseph.
Big time, 22 and 18. That's a miss by Jaden Henley. Washington hits the deck with them as well. So Washington's going to have to trail the play. Into Joseph again. Right at Cherry again. Asserting. Rishwain nails it.
Oh, my
He's
goodness.
coming off a game where he hit 6 threes against San Diego State.
Exactly.
First meeting against the Lobos, he hit 5.
Yep, 4th school for Rishwain. Boston College, San Francisco.
Dent Joseph, he has the first all the way to the rim, attacking off the bounce. Largest lead for UNLV by 5 on the road at a sold-out pit. And to Joseph, here he is, and now Njai just. Kevin Kruger's success at the pit. 2 wins here as a head coach, 1 as a player, right into Joseph.
Well, does a great job attacking off the bounce.
5 straight double-figure scoring games for Jalen Hill. He has 11 already. Into Joseph in the post, right around.
12.
13.
Yeah, for SEC card. So, yeah.
Nolan off the shot fake.
Yep.
Here's Joseph. Banging down low. Cherry shot fake. Got him up in the air. Joseph finishes 6. Have to tune in and see.
Yep. Hopefully he will.
Joseph screens for Dent. Njai hedges out. Now back to Donovan Dent to Joseph. Dunks it down.
Hill's having a great game. Really good off the bounce.
Our 14th lead change between the Runnin' Rebels and the Lobos. Dent to Amseal, into Joseph, and 1.
No question. Lobos get 9 steals a game. They could go past it this game.
Amseal floater, tap out Joseph. Washington runs it down. Great offensive rebound, and now Washington lost it. Joseph scoops it up.
As you said, they get a share right now.
Well, it has been done with less fanfare than Rick's revival of St. John's, but still a remarkable renaissance here for New York. They were not deep coming into this game, and now they're without Julian Rishwain.
Yep. He was off to a great start.
Amsio backing down. Still time to work with on the shot clock. Washington, pick and roll with Joseph in tight. Mismatch in the post, and that's it.
Olford says, I am so proud of the way he responded. That bench is the great motivator, like Coach Olford's former college coach used to talk about.
Hey, Coach Knight, he had a lot of stories about Coach Knight. Hall of Fame coach, one of the best ever.
Into Joseph, off the glass, over kick.
I double him, caught it. 10 seconds ago, run that then. If he's going to get in the lane again, do some damage, or kick it off for an open jump shot, double him.
Here comes the screen from Joseph, hard hedge, Hodge. Here they come after Dent, he gets it up. Joseph rolling, dunking. Dent, home game, New Mexico with a win. Clinches at least a share of the regular season title. Joseph gets the steal, run out, around Love. Just
the Falcons in the first meeting last month, and I don't really know how they handle it. Inbound here to Nelly. Nelly works the left hand, rolling down. Their top score at more than 14 per contest, 4-3 New Mexico.
Yeah, we talked about those threes. Just as easy as Dent scored that layup, Taylor knocked down that three.
Then out front, Joseph comes to screen. Donnie works the right lane line, had it deflected, got it back, flips it out to Washington. Washington bounced it down on the right block to Nelly. Nelly spins, Nelly fires, and Nelly scores. Drew Washington checking back in, next chance for the Lobos. Taylor pulls a wing three, right elbow extended, rims out, rebound Milicevic. Ahead to Dent, up the sideline, skip it to Jovan. Shot fake on a transition triple, drop it down to Nelly. Nelly turns baseline. Inbounded to Walker on the left wing. Now catching in the left corner is Kearney. Pulls the three. It's too deep. Weak side rebound. Milicevic for the Lobos. Up the wing comes Dent. Across the timeline. Finds the trailing Milicevic. Nice high-low feed to Nelly. And he bangs. Washington works off the Amsio screen. Down the left rail with a left-hand dribble. Leans in through contact. Can't finish. But there's Nelly with reaching in 5 for Amsio. 3 for Appelhans. And 2 for Milicevic. 6 apiece for Kearney. Walker. 8 for Cooper to lead his team, 5 apiece for Taylor and Marshall for Airports. Lobos have it first. Nelly catches down on the left block, spins past Husky, goes to the reverse. And next chance for UNA. There's a deflection and a steal for Nelly. Nelly's going to go one-on-one himself. Nelly right to the iron.
Push for New Mexico. Turns on the Jets, gets to the hoop. Oh, but he missed the lay-in. How about Nelly Jr.? Right when the Lobos get back in it, Boyd comes up with a response. Junior Joseph down low. Able to absorb the
turnovers against a red-hot team that has won 8 straight and is number 37 in the net, New Mexico.
You clearly don't want to turn it over, but you can live with a turnover that doesn't result in a fast break opportunity for New Mexico because their defense creates a lot of what's called pick sixes by Richard Pitino.
Junior Joseph is one game, but they don't want to let New Mexico get rolling. They're very good at tempo, and that's another turnover from Ugbo.
Ugbo threw the high-low pass that needed to go about 12 feet, about 8.
And a nice soft touch. Taking hard, battling hard, steps through, left hand, no. Nicely done by Milicevic, the freshman from Toronto. Back down the floor. A loud house tonight in Boise, Idaho. Dent. Doubled. Wow. Oh, he threads the needle. And Junior's probably 75% of that 1 hour, 1 and 15 practice. That's different than usual. Junior Joseph allowed. Junior Joseph, a high level of play. Carmichael, Dent with the steal. How about another?
They are going to have to check.
They're going to commit 2 guys to him. We have to do it without fouling.
Good stuff.
Well, they worked on their double team coverages out of the post, being locked in on the weak side, ready to react.
Did you see Dent draw the defenders?
Hammer down the first 5 of the game for Mason Falslev. That was his 58th steal of the year.
And back-to-back steals for Utah State. Priority for Coach Richard Pitino, taking care of the basketball at home.
Mountain West Conference leading scorer, player of the year, favorite Donovan Dent, dumps it off. Washington, there's
missed that one. That should have been a foul.
They're all big right now. Joseph with 3 personal fouls. Again, he played through foul trouble.
Jump hook here.
Turns around off the glass. Back on the offensive glass. Isaac Johnson.
Excellent offensive rebound put back by Johnson. When that ball goes up, all 5 guys got to box out. Oh.
Back into Joseph. Takes left 3. That was the unlikely tournament run in Las Vegas. This year looking like an at-large. Right now trying to stay atop the Mountain West. Joseph with an extra
foul trouble. Joseph gets a hand in there, disrupts Wills, gets it back, and lays it in.
He asked him about it, and he's like, it's more about matchups. I don't care about who's starting. It's more about matchups, who's playing well. I change my matchups often from one half to another. So everybody's going to be on alert.
Joseph, it falls. Then crossing over, had a step, can't finish. Offensive rebound, Joseph for 2. Nesbitt forces him to pick up the ball before half court. And they give it into Joseph. Rises and hit it. Joseph at the other end, cashes in.
Well, 12th offensive rebound.
And Bemba now in double figures. Joseph trying to return the favor, and he does. 3 ball from Lake. Just caroms off, and Washington wins away the rebound. Colorado State 25% from beyond the arc tonight. Seven minutes to play. Pick and roll. Joseph finishes it up.
Rolling hard to the front of the rim. But Colorado State's just a different team with Kyan Evans on the floor tonight. Just his foul trouble is a huge factor in this game.
Inside for Joseph. And it sits in. Gattaretsi gets free underneath.
Well, when you split a ball screen, your defense is in big trouble. Great play from Martinez. Easy one for Gattaretsi. Ball screen defense got to be a little better for New Mexico. They've given up open pick and pop threes, a couple lob layups. Got to improve.
Inside, Joseph gets behind the defense. And the first point, the first half.
And Nelly Jr. Joseph's got to shut the door on that baseline. He got sealed up from Gattaretsi.
Joseph, tough shot. Around. Inside, Joseph, the quick answer.
Defense.
Joseph spinning. Count it, plus the foul.
This zone in practice, though.
Sealed to the corner for Vicina. I think that one was deflected by Allen, but Joseph is there for the by Washington. 3-on-1. Joseph returns to Washington. Put back by Joseph, and it's his right hand that had some bleeding. Martinez in and out on the 3. It's been that kind of night for Utah State, and Washington leads the break. Nearly traveled and got it away for Seal. And now New Mexico will eat some clock.
Yes, they will. And Utah State trying to force the issue, maybe run and jump. Donovan Dent.
5 players in double figures for New Mexico. Led by Dent's 14. What a feed. Man. Joseph around it in.
Floor, Jalen Hill, a great athlete, tall, long, and strong, and he exhibited that time on a transition bucket.
Nice cut and the slam. A fast start to this game. Both teams have come out against the scouting report, shooting threes, and the weak side. It's Jaden Henley.
Really like the versatility that UNLV has on offense. You know, you got DJ Thomas running the show, but Henley is a guy that can score at every level.
Milicevic. Nelly Jr. Joseph, boy, he is a 6, and with Bear Cherry out, that Hill physically can match up with New Mexico.
Yeah, he's probably the sturdiest player. Pops Njai is the tallest. Nice pass.
Nelly Jr. Joseph breaks the tie. Dent weaving, creating. Washington. Junior Joseph. He's got 4 threes today. Dent can't sneak it in, but Joseph cleans up defense in the league, but that's largely because of their pace. They're top 5 in percentage, in rebounding, in turnovers forced, in steals. They seem to do everything well. Now they're going to Cherry, and Joseph scores to go today. Nolan, the former high school running back, no, and there's the follow.
Talking to Coach Coutinho, I said, what impresses you about Dent? You know, we can talk about our perspective, and he said his ability to finish at his size in the paint, which you don't really see that very often from point guards his size. That's a nice variety of different layups, right, left.
Another delicious look.
He can get out in transition and have more scoring opportunities for himself.
Looking for a game recap. He just had it right there, the runs. Strong Lobo starts. Fresno State response, and then a finishing kick in the first half from New Mexico. Another great drop off, and the Lobos break the second of the medal. They do not care about our replays.
No, they don't.
Penetration. But Cardenas is just always got his eyes up. He can see the kickouts, he can see the cuts, can make every pass. Both him and Dent are so talented.
Danis, a winning player on a team that didn't get a whole lot of winning done at San Jose State a year ago, but now coming to this Boise State program, and what an impact. Nelly Jr. Joseph.
Buchanan's a lot bigger in person than he looks on film. And I think you've seen that in the post.
Nelly Jr.
Great pass from Chris Lockett, too. That creates the closeout and drive for Meadow.
Inside Nelly Jr. Joseph.
Those pass first guys that want to set the table, but you look at what John Stockton did in his career. Goes without saying.
Nelly Jr. Joseph gets right around. It's not the end of the world. You'd like to have a better showing than what we've seen from Boise State tonight. That being said, it's the lack of now opportunities. They have one quad 1 win and now probably just 2 remaining. X-mile above sea level here in Albuquerque, but the pit is actually 37 feet below street level. So you have great sight lines all over. There's no beams or bars in your way. Just a really neat place to take in a college basketball game.
Last season, and they both have their team's opening bucket tonight. How about that?
It's funny how that all works out, and now they're both starting for both of their respective programs.
They're just too good to bring off the bench this time around. Nelly Jr. Joseph, and it's a 2-for-2. Aduje had 22 in the first meeting. Amsil couldn't wrap it in. There's Junior Joseph. And Vaihola puts it on the deck, spins, tough shot, front of the iron, no. Borovichinen clears away the New Mexico rebound. They'll feed Nelly Jr. Joseph. To the left hand, off the glass and in.
To kind of get their defense going and be more aggressive, not making it so easy for New Mexico.
Dent skips it in. Nelly Jr. Joseph powers it up and scores. And New Mexico possession, C.J. Noland. Nelly Jr. Joseph grabs the second effort. And scores. Second chance. 6 ties, 3 lead changes. Washington, it crawls off. And Noland rips it away for the Lobos. He's probing. Out to Borovichinen. Donovan Dent. Gets it back from Nolan. Finds Nelly Jr. Joseph in for two. 66 is on the board. Third tray tonight for Will McClendon. Wide open, Nelly Jr. Joseph.
Boy, how comforting is that? Not only Quaid, but Jones.
New Mexico, one of the premier offenses in the country, lead the Mountain West in scoring at better than 85 points per game. Billy against the #1 defensive team in the conference, and certainly in the country.
And that looks to a game come to nice high-low, nice catch by Nelly. Joseph, good look, and that's now a yo-yo lift.
Junior Joseph spins, going to shoot over two. Coleman Jones got a piece initially.
Contain the bounce, check out.
And Billy, all the talk about how good New Mexico's offense is. They're one of 2 teams in the country. St. John's the other, top 25 in both blocks and steals, and right now showing the prowess at this.
He's faded away from the contact. He's strong. Be strong. Go into it. Get to the free throw line.
And Dent off the mark. How about Joseph?
To get leaning into that contact. Joseph is trying to avoid that, and that's understandable, but there's no need for him to do that. Go into it, draw the contact, get the end one.
All right, let's see if Joseph can work on Henry here. Nice spin move, high off the glass, and it goes.
So much better.
He's been real relaxed. And he's showing the poise as a coach who's been there before.
He was a little generous. In the first half, he wasn't super relaxed. He was trying to fire his team.
Okay, I like that.
Joseph spinning and winning. Nicely heated up here. Second half. 4:30 left. And it's a 3-point Wyoming lead. Look at Dent. Underneath to Joseph. He got Nesbitt on his head.
The coverage is right there. Dent taking full advantage.
I mean, dare I say it, a la Jordan-esque, the way he was able to hang there for a while.
Over 2 months on the key. Washington down to Joseph. Working on Henry. Just backs him down. Size. Bucket. That, of course, one of the slowest paced teams in the Mountain West. Coaches have opposite game plans. Richard Bertino wants them to speed up to his pace. Steve Alford wants to do the exact opposite.
Interesting, in the starting lineup, KJ Himes, number 42 in navy blue, and Steve Alford choosing to go bigger there. I think they're concerned about Nelly Jr. Joseph down low.
Here's Amsiel looking for somebody to pass to. There he is. There's Joseph. We just talked about it. And there it goes.
But they're going to be opportunistic. If they can create some turnovers, they're going to at least probe. That was a 1-on-0, right? But they're going to push it if they can. It's just not their first priority.
Here's Junior Joseph. Wow. And yeah, quite a different reception Steve Alford received than all the commotion that he had in shoot around with pretty much everybody that he used to know here cheering him on. Of course, in different colors, but he still had, positivity in the shoot around. Not so much anymore.
Well, he's got about 20 of his former players from New Mexico. As Nelly Jr. jumped the three-point line, he almost shoots 50% from three.
Joseph inside. And
that's the 4th time that Kobe Sanders has got in the lane, basically in that same spot, just right past the foul line for a pull-up.
And another basket.
Line trap first, which they're doing.
They trap Sanders in the corner, gets rid of it. Does he throw it away? Can Joseph get it? He does. So New Mexico's got an extra life here. 6 seconds. Here's Dent spinning, falls, and he gets it to Joseph at the buzzer. And it's
Nelly. Nelly Jr. Joseph.
Cold from 3 of late, Hunter. Over the last 3 games, stop is just 4 of 17 from the arc. That's only 14%. Bell looking to go coast to coast now, kick it onto the wing. Phillips wants another 3, slams it off the square too hard. Rebound Dotson on the weak side. Dotson across for the Lobos. Finds Nolan in transition, but New Mexico will have to set it up in a half court. 1 minute to go, first half. Dent double, whips it, no look, inside to Nelly. Nelly, shot fake, and finish. Shoga knocks down the 2 free throws once again. He's 4 for 4 in the half at the line. 41-34, Lobos by 7. Dent whips it inside to Joseph. Nelly found and finishes. He'll work off the Joseph ball screen. Down the left rail, step back, elbow J, 14 feet, no good, rebound Nelly. Nelly spins over the left shoulder, finishes with a right hand. By Borovicinen, then the Amsiel tap, and Nelly controls it. Lobos have it up a half dozen. Joseph screens for Dent. He'll bounce to Joseph. Joseph at the wrist, converts and a chance for an end. Tempo here tonight, already in the early going.
Well, that's what they do. You want to play to your strengths.
Dent catches the inbound. He's tripped. There's no call. He gets it to Joseph, top of the arc. Now high left to Borovicinen. Borovicinen off the Joseph screen. Works to the free throw circle and gets it off to Amsiel. Amsiel drives the left rail. Gorgeous cross key bounce pass. 65-46. Amsiel with a catch and shoot left wing 3. Can't convert. Nelly clears it, spins, and his layup curls in. Tough finish there. Baseline out of bounds play. The cutting Nolan catches the feed. His layup curls out, and it's saved on the baseline by Dent. Lobos get a fresh 20. Here's Joseph crossing over on his man. He'll go to the rim. The layup is good and tight.
Yeah, he likes to use that dribble, and he backs you down aggressively. That time got close to the rim and scored it.
The Hungarian is a transfer from Maine. They set up Nelly on the block, and he spins over timeout. High ball screen for Jackson. Feeds the left corner for an open 3 by Cook. It's short. Rebound Dent. Dent looks to run the break. Dent goes behind the back twice, finds the trailing Washington. Drew with a pass fake, enters it nicely to Joseph on the left block. Nelly lost it, got it back. He fights his way to the rim and lays it in. Oh! Washington on the take. Washington to the iron. Shot fake, leads in, bank short. Tap is good by Nelly Jr. Content to run some clock now. Carpenter catch and shoot deep 3. Way short. Long rebound to Joseph. Nelly outlets to Nolan. CJ can go one-on-one. He said he finds their trailing. Pickens on ball guarded by Dotson. Joseph stripped him. Joseph running the other way. Joseph, 2-hand hammer. Jackson double team. Whipped it inside. Knocked away by Amsiel. Stolen by Amsiel. Aggie turnover. It's their 11th. Dent finds the trailing Amsiel. He'll bounce it down to Nelly. Nelly spins. Nelly fires. Nelly finish. Dent drives the right lane line. Feeds the cutting. Joseph blew the layup but got his miss. And his right-hand runner is good. Aduje has 4. It's 17-4 Spartans.
Aduje playing downhill. They've got to defend and stay in front of him.
Borovicin works off the outfield ball screen and now enters it on the block here to Joseph. Nelly spins and fires and bangs. Tap out by Hula at the 10:44 mark. Lobos lob it into Borovicin between the circles out top. 18 to shoot as Applehans has it. Right wing at the arc. Now to Nelly on the right block. Another beautiful spin. Left hand layup is good. Davis has 4. Hard lane line. Sprint to the rim there. Nelly with a beautiful seal down on the restricted block, and he'll knock it down. And 5 from the Mountain West logo. Tough shot there. 10-footer right in front of the rim for a Duje. 35-34, 44 seconds left in the half. There's another beautiful seal by Nelly, and he once again.
Amsil with 3 to shoot. Washington jacks up a 3. And Cohen, he didn't mean to do that. And that's a much better start as Abo hits from the corner. USC went the entirety of last night's contest without a 3. Nelly Jr. Applehans pulls the trigger.
Ooh, good rebound.
Nelly Jr. Joseph all over the glass. Dent kicks. Noland picked up by St. Thomas. Plays it back to Dent. Shot clock in the single digits. Into Nelly Jr. Joseph for 2. A bucket for 2 more.
Claude is answering that call. Desmond Claude with 2 buckets so far.
Was the Big East's most improved player last season at Xavier. Nelly Jr. Joseph rolls it in.
Playmaking. Go to the high post, and Donovan Dent took off.
Nelly Jr. Joseph off the wing. Dent flips it in. Nelly Jr. Joseph with
to shoot. He'll get it on the right block. Shoot a jump hook. A wild one. No good. Rebounded weak side by Dent. Dent spreads it across the timeline. Skips it left corner here to Nolan. Nolan spinning to the block. Now kicks it out to Amsil. Top of the ring. 20 to shoot. Hands it off to Washington, who'll bounce it down left block here to Nelly. Junior Joseph leans in. Scores. Left hand. Run on the show. Off the ball screen by Joseph. Dent missed the left hand line. Jumper off the inbound by Burnett. A little 17-foot fall away. Right baseline. And he knocks it down. Grambling stayed up 12-7. Let's see if Dent in his discourse with his team can help New Mexico find its footing. Here's Nelly on the right block. He's been scoring at an incredible clip early in the year. And that little jump. And a chance with a 3-on-2 for Grambling State. Layup is blocked by Joseph. He sent away the Najee offering. Another Valley Fence block hunger donation to the Roadrunner Food Bank. They get it down to Nelly now on the right block. He's going to go one-on-one, turn, fire, and convert over the left shoulder. 5 points, 9 points. Amsil 8 points, 8 rebounds. Nelly diving the rim, lays it in.
In some new red alternate uniforms. St. John's in their home white. It's the Lobos who win the tip. It's their first appearance in this building in 34 years.
A good crew of officials on the floor to handle this one, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
And an entry to Nelly Jr. Joseph, who finishes. First performance of that in Lobos history, that sort. Nelly Jr. Joseph puts it back.
Yeah, that was looking like the chemistry is coming together. No, it's still early in this season, only the 4th game, but they're a team that can pull this thing together pretty quickly.
20-6 run.
Now you got to maintain it too, obviously.
Dent with the dish downstairs. Finish. Nelly Jr. Joseph.
You got to look up. You got some numbers.
Dotson. Can't hit. Offensive rebound. Nelly Jr. Joseph sticks it back.
Yeah, but the effort really.
Short for Washington.
Not with the guard back there. That guard's going to outrun that bounce every single time.
Dent to Nolan.
Give it back to Dent. See what he can do with it.
So dangerous. Nelly Jr. Joseph. Timeout. Rick Pitino here.
See if Dent starts to score a little bit. Too bad. Tough shots.
Nelly Jr. Joseph on the cleanup. Back to single digits.
It's by the first defender with the ball swinging across horizontally and then extends it away from the shot blocker.
Entry to Nelly Jr. Joseph. It's a 4-point game.
Beautiful entry pass.
But it's an 11-point St. John's lead. That missed free throw on the front end. It's been 6 unanswered for the Red Storm. Amseal with the delivery. The finish for Nelly Jr. Joseph. Timeout, Richard Pitino.
Dent works it through the center circle. Dent lobs it for Joseph. Nelly goes to the reverse and lays it in, and there you go. Dent's good, but a putback by Williams is good as he cleans up the miss. There's the athleticism there for Corpus Christi. It created an opportunity.
I love that high-low.
Right hand rim run and a layup for Sheldon Williams.
Sheldon knows he's taking it right to Nelly.
Now he's got 4 fouls.
Yeah.
3 minutes to go. Lobos up 14. Amseal at the top, bounce it to Nelly on the right block. Nelly spins, turns, fires, converts easily. Looking for his 16th tonight. Back rim, rebound Amseal. Stoff had it poked away, tracked it down. Fresh 20 for the Lobos. Beautiful bounce pass from Dotson and a lay-in by Nelly. Second free throw, good. Lobos by 14. Dent on ball. Joseph will screen for Dent in the backcourt. Donovan whips it to the cutting Joseph for a rim run and a two-hand.
Dave, Dan, our entire crew, great to have you with us here on CBS Sports Network. Big early season test, potential resume builder for each New Mexico first possession.
Both teams want to play fast. A season ago, that wasn't the case for UCLA, but this year with a revamped, reloaded roster, they think they have the scoring fire to play much quicker.
Dent player to watch. The pass down low. Lobos start the game 9 for 11 from the field, 0 for the last 3. We'll see if Dent and company can change that. Nelly Jr. Joseph on Daly. Spins, scores.
Screening angle.
You are correct. Off-ball call there on Lazar Stefanovic. The senior has 2 and sits next to Nick Cronin on the Bruin bench. Junior Joseph spins cycle.
They have high hopes for him this year to really be an impact player. Started at Illinois last year, 13 a game at Louisville. But again,
Nelly Joseph hands back to Dent. Not this time. Follow
the left-hand bounce. We'll bring it across the timeline. Drew to the top of the key, finds Dent, angle left. No look, whip pass inside to Nelly. Nelly turns and fires. Will dribble it off as Dent will take over the point guard spot, or maybe Dent will play off the ball here. Looks like Dotson will work it across. Dotson with the goatee hands it off to Applehans. Third-year Lobo. Nelly with a beautiful position down on the block, and he scores. Dent whipped it at 12 from the charity stripe here at the early going. There he is. There's Joseph again. Yep. Gorgeous position and lead. Put some serious English on it to get it to go, too. Now Dent going down the rail. Can't convert, but Nelly can. A breather for Miles with 3 personals. Lobo ball up to 19 minutes to go in the pick. Joseph left elbow extended. He'll drive right-handed down the center of the key and rip it with a right hand. Dent. High yo-yo bounce through the Lobo shield logo at center court. Off of that screen from Joseph, leans in, Euro step, leave it for Nelly, who flushes with 2 hands. Dent field goal. Dotson whips it ahead into the front court to Dent. Milicevic screens for Donnie. Donnie backs it out between the circles. Gives it up to Dotson. Dotson finds Nolan right corner. Drop it right block here to Joseph. Joseph backing down the smaller Collins and scores. Banks it home. 6 out of 31. 19%. Nichols is 11 of 29. 38%. That's kept them in this game, that triple. Lobo basketball. Still facing the Nichols 2-3 zone. Dent gives it to Borvicinen. Now Phillip lobs it to Nelly on the block. Nelly turns and fires and scores down his second triple in 9 tries. 77-69. Lobos by 9. 77-68. Lobos by 9. Here's Nelly with a great seal on the right block, and he scores over Collins.